Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. A 52-year-old Colorado woman is dead and 4 others seriously injured after the houseboat they were on exploded Wednesday night. Around 10 p.m., a privately owned houseboat anchored on the shore in the Crystal Springs Canyon area of Lake Powell exploded. Kirsten Meyer of Castle Rock, Colorado, was killed in that blast. 4 others were critically wounded. Those injuries included burns, broken bones, and facial injuries. A juvenile male received minor injuries and was released from the hospital shortly after admittance. 20 other people who were on the houseboat when the explosion occurred escaped unharmed. The cause of that explosion is under investigation, though it has been reported that the houseboat generator exploded while attempts were made to start it. Another boat capsizes and sinks to the bottom of Sand Hollow State Park due to powerful winds and choppy waters. A church group outing became a rescue operation Tuesday evening, shortly after 7 p.m. Park rangers responded to a call that a boat carrying 11 teenage girls and 1 woman had overturned. Several of the teens were able to make their way out of the water on their own, while park rangers pulled the remaining girls from the water and transported them to the shore. The windy conditions and choppy water prevented the team from safely retrieving the boat, but once conditions did let up, the boat was located and flotation equipment and rigging were used to bring it to the surface. Park rangers are issuing a reminder to visitors to be aware of the weather conditions before heading out on your adventures. Hunting bull elk in the state of Utah is now legal with a permit. Hunters can obtain a permit during the general hunting season on the Division of Wildlife Services website or a DWR office. A total of 30,000 rifle and muzzleloader permits are on sale. Usually takes a few weeks for general elk permits to sell out. Generally, archery elk permits, though, are one type of elk permit that will not sell out, as they are not limited in number. They'll be available until the extended archery hunt ends on December 15th. If you have questions about hunting elk in Utah, call the nearest Division of Wildlife Resources office or the DWR's Salt Lake City office at 801-538-4700. Washington County's growth was the highlight of a St. George City Council candidate forum on Wednesday. Attending were incumbents Michelle Randall and Joe Bocut, and challengers Greg MacArthur, Brian Theriault, Mark Stallings, and Greg Aldred. 3 questions were given to the candidates concerning how well they feel St. George is following the concepts laid out in Vision Dixie, opinions on water use, and if they support the contested Northern Corridor. With the exception of water, when it came to the proposed Lake Powell pipeline, the candidates largely agreed on the subjects. That primary election is set for August 15th, with early voting starting on August 1st. Full breakdown of their responses can be found on stgeorgenews.com. President Trump is on a short trip to Paris, accepting the invitation of new French President Emmanuel Macron to join in the Bastille Day celebrations. Questions about Russian election interference and his son's meeting with a Russian attorney did follow Mr. Trump to the City of Lights. Emily Rao is in Washington with the story.
I think from a practical standpoint, most people would have taken that meeting.
President Trump had 3 very clear talking points when responding to the inevitable question about Donald Jr.'s meeting with a Russian lawyer with reported ties to the Kremlin.
It lasted for a very short period, and nothing came of the meeting.
At a joint press conference, the president said repeatedly the meeting was short and nothing came of it. Details that haven't been independently verified but will likely be the focus of various Russia investigations.
I think it's a meeting that most people in politics probably would have taken.
But on Wednesday, the president's nominee for FBI director advised against taking such a meeting.
Any threat or effort to interfere with our elections from any nation state or any non-state actor is the kind of thing the FBI would want to know.
ABC's Cecilia Vega asked President Trump if Wray was wrong, but he didn't directly answer.
Well, I'll start off by saying, first of all, I believe that we will have a great FBI director.
But even Donald Jr. indicated to Fox News he thought attending the meeting was a mistake.
In retrospect, I probably would have done things a little differently.
Don Jr. was joined in the meeting by campaign chairman Paul Manafort and his brother-in-law Jared Kushner. The email promised information that would incriminate Hillary Clinton as part of the Russian government's support of his father.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers has your Southern Utah forecast coming up right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks, smarter internet.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Thursday evening to you. Temperatures today near 104 here late this afternoon in St. George. Just a couple degrees above that normal 102. Our overnight lows into the 70s. 73 degrees the morning low this morning. Didn't pick any rain here in St. George, but did see a little bit of rain around the area. Latest satellite and radar again showing some showers and thunderstorms that have popped up once again late this afternoon into the evening hours. Majority of that's been up near Cedar City. So basically to the north and to the east of our area, right up I-15 as you head up to near Cedar City, up to near Beaver as well. Also off to parts of southeastern Utah, seeing some of those showers and thunderstorms continuing here as we get into the overnight hours of tonight. But another hot one out there, only 88 though in Cedar City with the clouds and the rain around. They kept temperatures a little bit cooler. We're still at 104 though for a high today here in St. George. 104 also Hurricane. 108 down in Las Vegas and 104. The high temperature in Mesquite. So for tonight, back into the mid-50s around Cedar City, 57. And as we get to St. George, Hurricane, and Mesquite, we'll see temperatures overnight back into the mid-70s with mainly clear skies across our area. Now for our Friday, Cedar City showing lots of sunshine once again, a little bit warmer, back in the low 90s. 93 degrees our high temperature around Cedar City, west winds at about 10 miles per hour. For St. George, we're going to go for 106. A few degrees above where we should be this time of year, that is for sure. Mostly sunny skies and west-southwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So hot and dry, another full day of sunshine here in southern Utah. Keep the warm and the hot, dry, and dry weather in the forecast as we head into the weekend. Early next week, though, do bring some chance to rain back. And I wouldn't be surprised to see temperatures around St. George in the upper 90s. Yeah, back in the double digits early next week with some more chances of showers and thunderstorms in our forecast by that time as well. But here's a look at our surface map. Again, high pressure controlling our weather. Those threat of rain showers have pushed off into parts of Colorado and down into parts of New Mexico. We just have the hot, dry weather back in the forecast once again as we get ready for that upcoming weekend. For your Friday, though, temperatures in low to mid 90s in most areas to our north. Cedar City 93, Enterprise at 95 degrees, partly sunny skies, partly sunny and warm as we get to St. George, 106, 110 degrees Mesquite, 111 degrees in Littlefield for our Friday. Cedar City showing temperatures in the low to mid 90s here for the weekend. Then we get those clouds to increase next week, though. Yeah, we drop back in the mid 80s around Cedar City with a chance for some showers and thunderstorms Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here in St. George and southern Utah, again, looking like temperatures stay in the triple digits here through the weekend. But as we get to early next week, yeah, there's double digits back on the board, upper at 90s, 98 degrees the high by Monday, 97 by Tuesday, with the threat of a little bit more activity as far as showers and thunderstorms, maybe a little more monsoonal moisture coming back to our area early next week, so drop temperatures just a few degrees. But another hot, dry day for you Friday, and really going to keep the hot weather around for the start of the weekend before you start to cool off just a couple degrees. And again, we talked about it yesterday, kind of more of a mental state when you get back in the 90s, but because 90 is still hot, of course. But it looks good on the board when you see a couple days in the 90s early next week.
Yeah, I was going to say a ray of hope, and then I thought, well, maybe a shade of hope would be a better way to say it.
Shade of hope would be a lot better, that's for sure.
Thanks, Chris. We'll be right back. Two people who matched on Tinder will finally meet each other after 3 years. Yeah. College students Michelle Arendis and Josh Avsek matched in 2014. Well, recently Avsek tweeted out the pair's humorous Tinder conversations on Twitter, showing just how long it takes them to get back to each other. Arendis says originally it took her months to get back to him because her phone died, and she waited a few months to reinstall the app. After a short exchange, Avsek took about 3 months to contact her again, saying he'd been in the shower. Well, the two went back and forth like this, with months in between to keep up the joke, and after Avsek tweeted his messages, someone went ahead and tagged Arendis. They've now exchanged numbers and are chatting every day. And Tinder caught wind of all this, and they are now offering the two a trip to Hawaii.
Oh.
They do intend to actually meet face-to-face before they go on the big trip.
Yeah, you might want to do that if you're going to take a trip to Hawaii. You might want to actually meet, see if you have anything in common, I guess. But it's good that they're talking every day now instead of waiting 2 or 3 months to get in contact with each other.
You know, if they don't end up together, they at least are getting a Hawaiian vacation out of the deal. So,
yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good bonus right there.
That's pretty good. Pretty good outcome, yeah. Thanks for watching.
We hope you have a great night.